So with me now I have the director and producer of the film Fakir of Venice. I'll begin by asking you is that, both Anu Kapoor and Ferran have been cast in roles which we haven't seen them doing before. So was it a conscious decision? Can you just tell us how you came up with that idea and especially the unique casting of these two actors?
So Ferran and Homie, the guy the story is based on, his life, a portion of his life, we are all good friends. So Ferran knows Homie and it was easy to describe the character of Homie, so that it was much easier. So Ferran was a natural choice, and plus the same South Bombay, rich kids. That was what it comes automatically. You can't act rich. And Anu, of course, is my favorite actor, so you always wanted to work with him. So.
From the first draft of the script, or let's say the final draft of the script was ready, to the time that you finished shooting the film, take us through that journey. How long did it take? Was it difficult to get finance in place for the film?
Yeah, with these kind of films, it's always difficult. But we went through it. We did the whole thing, and took us about a year to write the film, and then about a couple of years to make the film. So.
Okay. All right. So I'll ask the next question to the producer. The last few years, what you've seen is that with Netflix coming in and Amazon Prime, a lot of home viewing options are now available to the audience. So, they really need a reason to go out and watch a film in theaters. So while we've seen event-based cinema doing well, which is, your Eid or Diwali release, a lot of smaller films sometimes struggle to find an audience. So what was on your mind when you decided to produce a film like this? What are the risks involved?
So, very honestly, the cast is pretty popular. It's a very great cast. Ferran, Anu. We now have A.R. Rahman also on board. So, we feel that they appeal to a very large audience. So, we didn't have those kind of worries in terms of people coming to the cinemas and seeing it. In terms of internet, yeah, it's a great thing that's shaping up. But India is still pretty much 6-7 years yet to get there, because eventually, we're talking about what a television can do. Nobody else. That medium is too large. It's going to take a long time for these companies to be as widespread. More smartphone coming in, more cheaper data plans, and eventually, the bigger the viewing, the better the experience. So there's nothing that can ever take over theatrical. That experience to see it in a cinema, no other medium can, take over. At the same time, seeing something on your smartphone, seeing on a nice television screen, again, the experience is much better. So, yeah, these are more options coming in. Great for producers, great for movie lovers to consume more content, great for producers to monetize it in a much larger way as compared to before. But there's a long way to go. There's still a long way to go. So, they're big in markets like America and UK and all of this. Doesn't mean people still don't go to audiences. Movies do extremely well there. Huge number of people coming to theaters. So, that will always remain.
You have popular actors in the film, Anu Kapoor and Farhan Akhtar, who've done commercial cinema in the past and done it successfully. So how do you decide where to draw the line, in terms of budget? How tough is it to sort of, give, how do you decide that this is the budget, this is a story like this should be given?
So I think it's very professional. You make budgets just like any other project. If you're setting up a manufacturing unit or you're setting up any business or doing any new project, people work on cash flows, project costings, all of it. It's done that way. You always have a little buffer. So and I think the actors which we have, they're very professional. So nothing went haywire that way. It's all the way it was planned.
So coming back to the director, how difficult was shooting the film? You had to shoot in terrains which are probably not very comfortable. Tell us through that. Were the issues that you ever faced considering the geographical location?
The only issue we faced was that we couldn't get enough of them. Because the terrain is what makes, that's what, for us to shoot something new or a new location is always good. Especially in Tibet when we shot at the border of Tibet and India. We shot in Bhuj, we shot in Banaras, we shot in Bombay, then 70% of the film in Venice. So it was quite exciting. It was always exciting for us to shoot in new locations. No issues at all. Whatever the hardship is, we are ready to go through that to get that shot or get that whatever.
So your film is out in the theaters in about a month. So what is that message you want to give them? Why should they come and watch your film?
Why should they come? I don't know. I mean, we've done the film with the best of intentions, been true to the craft or the story or whatever you call it. There's no message as such. I hope they come and watch it and see something new in their lives. Just add value to whatever they know and also look at things in a new way. That's the only message I think.
All right. And any last words that you want to say?
So I think just an extension of what Anand said. I mean, why should people come? So yes, this is not a very cliche film. So of course, everybody wants good content, a great variety in the content. So here you will see big names who do a lot of commercial cinema doing something which is a little different, which is very exciting because they also believe that this kind of content will connect with the masses. So the idea is if you want to come and experience how a real life story has been depicted in a entertainment format, in a dramatized format, if you want to see how all of us behave in our lives, it's a simple story about two characters and how they blend with each other, learn things, do things, manage things. So I'm sure people will come out with a lot of self-reflection in terms of how they should be, what things go right, how things go wrong, and how they should correct it. So I think it's going to be entertaining for people, and that's the reason I think there is a great audience which will keep building on, I feel, around the film.
So well, you heard what the director and producer of the film Fakir of Venice had to say. The film will be out in theaters in about a month from now. With camera person Arbaz, Rituraj, Voice of People.